Students, welcome back to Flutter application development. In this video, we are going to see about how to add interactivity to the Flutter application. So we are going to practice how to create forms and various input elements, and when we interact with the forms, how to change the UI design using there is a special concept, special widget called Stateful Widget. Okay, so the primary focus of this video is actually working with the Stateful Widget and creating forms and various input elements, right? So let's talk about Stateful Widget. Stateful Widget is a widget that can change its state during the lifetime of the application, right? So state means like the result may be modified when the user click the button, or when the user selects something in the checkbox or radio button, the UI should change, right? So if you want that kind of application, if you want to develop, you need to include Stateful Widget. Okay, so the Stateful Widget, there is a in Stateful Widget by default there is a feature called UI rebuild, right? So using UI rebuild, the entire UI is actually rebuilt, and that the changes of the state will be appear in the screen. Okay, right? So how will you create the Stateful Widget? There are it is actually there are two-step process. The Stateful Widget should be written in two classes. Okay, for example, if you want to develop a Stateful Widget for adding two numbers, so we can create a class add two numbers, extend Stateful Widget, and we can call the constructors. And this class, this widget, this is just a widget, it won't hold any state. We have to create a state by using a create state function, lambda expression, and we have to create a separate state for this particular widget. Okay, so this, what is this add two number status? It's a separate class where we will be managing the state, right? State of the UI design. Okay, so here this add two number state is a separate class to be created like this. Class underscore add two number state extends a state class. Okay, so inside state, what kind of state? Our state is related to the previous widget. For this widget only we are creating a state, right? So the type of the state is actually add two numbers. Okay, so that it's similar to this particular class name we have to inform. Okay, so we have to specify. And here in this state class, we are going to build the UI with form and various form elements like text field, button, and text widgets, right? So we are going to see one demonstration. For example, you want to calculate the fuel efficiency of a car. Okay, you know how much distance the car traveled, and you know how much fuel you have utilized, right? So how will you build this application if you want to develop such application for fuel efficiency calculator application? Okay, so let's see the demonstration how to design this text field, form, and button, and when you click the button, how to update this this particular result, how to update. Okay, so in this question the user must enter two input: distance traveled by the car and the fuel consumed, right? So these two input we need to take by using a text field, right? So we need to take a text field, and we have to validate also, right? So we have to validate the both fields that are filled with the valid number or not. Okay, and we can calculate this mileage by using this simple formula, distance by fuel. Okay, and we are going to display the result like your car mileage is 18.5 kilometer per liter, and it is efficient or poor or excellent. We have to decide by using a control statement we can use, and we can check this range. Okay, so let's start this particular demonstration. So first open the VS Code, create a project by using this command palette, Flutter new project, select application, and here this is a folder I'm going to store the project. So select this folder, and here we can give the name of the application as car mileage calculator, car underscore mileage, and press enter, right? So now the project is created. So let's open the main program file which is available in this library folder. Open this dot file, and we can set the output as output device as Google Chrome, and we can execute this program also. Let's try run this program. Right, so by default you will get the demo application. So we are going to customize this demo application. So let's keep the output here and let's continue this modification, right? So as per the question, our aim is to create a fuel efficiency calculator. We have to design this text box and button. So let's go back to the code, and here first we need this main function we need. Right, so in this code, let's see this output, keep it here. So let's keep this library import statement and main function, we just will keep it. We'll remove this this particular code. So we can remove all these code, we can remove. Right. So as per the question, we have to create one fuel efficiency calculator, right? So let's keep this this particular constant, you can delete. So here in this example, we are going to use a stateful widget. So just you have to type st, then select stateful widget. Okay. So stateful widget you must create with the two classes. One class is the widget, another class can handle the state, right? So here first we need to change this this particular name of the widget. Okay. So this is actually car mileage calculator, right? So car mileage as a calculator and the constructor also we can modify. So wherever you want to change this, you can just keep it in the constructor. Also we have to change here also car mileage calculator widget name state. The state type is car mileage calculator, and here it should be car mileage calculator state, right? So here you can notice that car mileage calculator state, right? So this class we are going to create as a private class. So in Flutter, if you want to create anything to be private, right? In Java programming, you might have remember we have a private keyword, right? So in Flutter, we have a symbol called underscore. So this underscore makes the class as a private class, so that outside class cannot access directly. Okay, so we have to replace this state class. Okay, and this should be the widget, car mileage calculator widget. Okay, right. So like this we have to create, right? So now you can save this. So when you save, right, so here we have to there is one more modification you have to make. So here by default you will get my application, right? So this we have to change as per this particular class widget, right? So we can copy this and you can modify as like this, car mileage calculator. Okay, so now the output will be getting a placeholder. This the cross mark is a placeholder, since the by default you will get placeholder. So here we are going to create a UI design by using a material app as well as scaffold, and then we are going to create a form object. Okay, so let's build the material app first. First we have to start with the material app. In material app we have to start with title of the application. So car mileage calculator, car mileage calculator. The second one is home parameter. We have to create the scaffold. So inside scaffold we can create app bar. We can use app bar class, and title we can mention using a text class. Text widget we can mention the title as car mileage calculator, and style and all we can modify, right? So we are getting a car mileage calculator we are getting, and the background color also we can change by using a background property. Background color we can change. For example, we'll keep some color and we can modify here by selecting this can select some color. Okay, right, so we are getting the title is designed, and after the title we can go for the body layout. Okay, so inside body we are going to create the form, right? So how to create a form? You have to always starts with the container box, so that we can customize the padding also. Okay, so we have to use a container box. Inside container we can first we can set the padding by using edge insects, and we can give padding some 20 or 10 we can mention. 20 pixel. Then followed by, in the container we are going to add the form using a child parameter. We are going to create a form, right? So working with the form is very simple, right? So when you create a form, the structure of the form is look like this, okay? So here you can see this is the structure of the form. To validate the form elements, in order to validate form elements, first we need to get the key for the we have to link the form to the key, okay? So key is nothing but key is a reference to access the state of the all the form elements, to access the state of the all the form elements, so that we can validate the values, okay? So how will you create? We have to create the state and we have to use this key, and inside we can create all children's, okay, right? So let's try this. First we need to create a state variables here. So first state variable, we are going to state variables. So in Flutter, underscore is used for keeping the state as private, okay? So state variables, first one is final. The state variable is underscore form key, okay? Form key is the first variable we are going to create. So how will you create? We have to use a class called global key, okay? Global key. Inside we have to mention form state, okay? Inside we have to mention the the type is form state, okay, semicolon, right? So this form key we are going to use inside this particular form, okay? So how will you start this? You have to start like this way, okay? First we need to set the key. So key is nothing but the this particular form key, comma, followed by we are going to use this child, okay? So inside child we are going to create a column, okay, a big column, and inside we are going to create several text boxes, okay? So our aim is to create this particular car mileage user interface, right? So we need this text box and this button, right? So let's try this. To create that, what you have to do is, first we need to create a child equal to, we can open a column, okay? We can open a column. Inside column we can create this text box inside a children array, okay? You got it? So inside children, what is this all about? This is called this is a text box, but in form we are going to use a different kind of text box with the validation, okay? So that is called text form field, okay? We are going to use a text form field widget. What is the advantage of this particular text form field is it has a pre-validation, okay? We can do validation by using there is a validator parameter is there. We can get the value and we can check whether it is null or empty, so that we can give some response to the user, okay? It's clear? So we are going to use this structure, form validation, and in this form text form field there is one more very important parameter called controller. So it is used for accessing the value of the whatever user enter in the text box. If you want to access, we need to create one controller, text editing controller. So text editing controller is nothing but it's a class that controls text form field widget. What is the benefit of using this text editing controller is we can read the current value of the text field, we can replace the value, we can clear the value, also we can listen for any changes in the values, okay? So we have to go for text form field class, okay? And here we can set the keyboard type also, and decoration input type also we can do it, okay? So let's go back to the this design, and first we are going to create a first text box for this particular design, okay? So first we need to take the distance, right? Enter the distance, right? So we have to create one text form field. Inside text form field, the first thing is as per this, the first thing is controller, okay? So we need to attach controllers, okay? So we have to create a controller. Controller is equal to, we are going to, first the data is distance controller, right? So we have to create one distance controller here, okay? So final underscore should be there, okay? So underscore is to keep this data private, okay? So the recommended way is we need to use this private state distance controller. We can create a variable called distance controller by using text editing controller class, okay? Similarly, for another text box, we are going to create another control called enter the fuel consumption, right? So fuel controller is another object which is used to manage the second text box, okay, by using text editing controller. Okay, now we have two controller, so we by using this we can create two text boxes. Okay, so by using this we can control two text field. Okay, so we can just attach this. First one is the distance controller, we can attach here, followed by we can set the input type also. We can set the keyboard type. Okay, so keyboard type is like when you enter which number, what is the type of the input the user must type. Okay, so the text input, there is a class called text input type. So we can select various types like name or number or phone number, like that. Okay, we can set text keyboard type, and if need decoration also we can do it. We can go for a input decoration. So inside input decoration we can use a label text to be displayed. Label text, for example, enter the distance in kilometer, km. Okay, so we can ask the user enter the distance. Okay, that is a label text. And the border should be we need a border design, so border should be inside this decoration. We can write like this way. Okay, right, so the next line we can write, right. So we can there is another parameter called border, so we can use the outlined, there is one border called outline border. Okay, outline input border, just you have to keep outline input border, you will be getting the outline input border. Okay, so now when I save it, now look at this output, we are getting the text box like this. Okay, so it is a floating label. Okay, floating label means when you click inside, the label goes to the border of the this particular text field. Okay, so it goes to the border. Okay, so it's called floating label. So this type of label you can create in this way. Okay, so text form field. Okay, so now followed by we need to validate, so we have to go for validator. Okay, we have to go for validator and take the value. Now we have to write the logic for validation using this block. We can write the logic, and how to validate, we have to check this value is null or not. If it is null or empty, we can say that or option, or if the value is empty. Okay, so we can say that we can return, please enter the distance. Okay, so we have to give some useful message to the user. Okay, so this is about how to write the validation. Similarly, we have to check whether the user is entering the numerical value or not, right? So we can write another condition, take the value and try to we can convert. Okay, we can use this function. Okay, so there is a function called double dot, we can try to parse the value. If it is equal to null, it is not a valid number. Okay, so we have to say that please enter valid number. Okay, return please enter valid number. Okay, right. So if these conditions are satisfied, we can return the value. Okay, so we can return if it is okay. So this we can remove this lambda symbol. Okay, so this is enough. Okay, so we have to write function parameter, the value, then the function block. Okay, got it. So if the value is equal to null or if it is empty, it will show the error, please enter the distance. If it is not able to parse as a double format, it will show enter valid number. Okay, got it. So this we can verify by using a button. Okay, so later I will be including a button, so using the button we can verify that. So like this we need one more text box also. So for that, just we can copy this particular thing and we can paste here. Just put a comma and you can paste here, and between these two text form field we can use a sized box. For sized box is for height. Okay, so we can use a sized box for 10 pixel. Okay, we can use this for a gap between the text box. So you will get a gap here. You can see the gap between using sized box, Now we are getting the second box also, but we are getting a second box exactly similar to the previous box. Okay, so we have to modify certain things. For example, the first box is a distance controller, right? So we have a state called distance controller, then one more controller called fuel controller, right? So we have to use a fuel controller for the second box. So go to the second box, we have to modify this distance controller as fuel controller, and the message also enter the fuel consumption. Okay, enter the fuel in liters. Okay, we have to ask the data in a liters format, and if this empty, we have to say that enter the fuel. Okay, and this is okay, fine, enter the valid number. Okay, so now we have a two text box is ready. Okay, first one is for distance, second one is for fuel. Next, after that we can have one more sized box. Okay, so where it is closing, the text form field is closing here, so we can write sized box, height height is 10 pixel. Okay, and followed by comma. Now we are going to create, so the previously you have to put one comma. Okay, so after the sized box, little gap we will be getting, right? So after that we are going to keep one button, right? So we can use elevated button button widgets, and we can customize this parameters, and in the elevated button we can customize the style using this elevated button dot style from, we can adjust the background color. So for example, colors dot deep purple, then followed by we can change the foreground color also. Foreground color is colors dot white, right? Right. So next we have to mention one comma. So in this on pressed, we are supposed to pass a function. Okay, when you click this button, which function to be called. So the function is also we have to return as a state. Okay, so we are going to write a function by using a function definition like this, void underscore one function name. Okay, for example, calculate mileage. Okay, calculate mileage is the function name, right? So we can open and close this function. We are going to pass as the name to be the function name we have to pass to when we click the button, we have to trigger the function. Okay, so just we have to mention the function name. Okay, next we are going to display the text widget by using this text. We can display the message calculate mileage. Okay, so let's try this. Yeah, we are getting the button. Now we are getting the button in the right side, you can see. So right side you can see the button is actually coming with the background color deep purple and white color. Okay, right. So now we are going to working on the adding interactivity. Okay, interactivity means like when you click the button, we are going to calculate some we are going to do the computation, and we are going to update the user update the result. Okay, so in order to update, we need one widget, text widget, empty widget over here. Okay, below the button I'm going to keep one more widget to display the result. Okay, so how to display the result is just put comma after elevated button. We can mention one small height we can use by using sized box, height equal to 10 pixel. Now here we are going to display the result. Okay, so result is like dynamic, right? Here the result is actually dynamic, so we are going to create that dynamic result by using a state variable. Okay, so we are going to create a state variable. So already we have certain state variable, right? So one more state variable will add like this string. The result should be string. The mileage result is mileage. Okay, so or we can use the variable as underscore result. Okay, underscore result. Okay, so initially it is empty. We are going to update by using this. We are going to change the state by after calculation. Okay, you got it? So we have to use underscore result. Okay, it's a private variable. Okay, so now that particular variable we have to mention over here. Okay, so when you change the value for this result variable, here it will be displayed. Okay, when you click the button, we are going to display the result over here. Okay, and followed by we can also change the style of the result by using a text style. We can mention the color also we can mention. Colors dot if you want the green color, we can select green color. Okay, parameter I didn't mention, color colon colors dot green. Okay, got it. So now when we click the button, the result I need to display over here. Okay, you got it, right? So also we have to validate also. Okay, validation logic is here, but we have to trigger the validation. Okay, so let's see how to do that. So the next part is adding interactivity. Okay, so when you click the button, we are calling a function called calculate mileage. So this function we are going to trigger. Okay, so how will you do that? Here we have written the function. Okay, void underscore calculate mileage, right? So in this function, we are going to check the validation is successful or not. Okay, so for that first we are going to use a if condition, and we are going to check the validation successful or not by using a form key dot current state. What is the current state? Is it successful? Okay, so by using a validate function. Okay, so we are going to trigger the validation, and if it is true, okay, so we have to use current state exclamation mark we have to use. Okay, current state exclamation mark. Sometimes exclamation mark in Flutter is used to avoid null conditions. Okay, null objects. Okay, to avoid. So it will this particular function is called only if the current state is not null. Okay, not null. Okay, so now if it is validation is successful, okay, we can read the value of this text box. We can able to read that distance we can read, and the fuel also we can read. Okay, so let's see how to read this. So we need to create some temporary variable. For example, first we are going to store distance equal to how will you read? Okay, so when you are reading, we are going to convert as a double format also. So to conversion, we have to use double dot try parse function. How to read the data, that is a very important thing. So we have already a container, right? So we have already a controller object, state controller called distance controller, right? So we have to use that controller, and we have to use by using the controller object. Okay, so you have to copy this controller, and you can paste it here. Dot text, it's very simple. You can get the first value. Okay, you can able to get the first value. Sometimes if the value is not you can give a default value also by using like this. Okay, so default value also we can give. That is actually optional. If you want, you can give. Similarly, we can also store the fuel type also, fuel consumed also. You can use double dot try parse. Inside we have to use underscore fuel controller dot text. Okay, and default value we can give as 0.0. Okay, this is a default value. Okay, so now we can do the calculation. Okay, so as per the question, we have to use this formula mileage equal to distance by fuel. Okay, so we are going to use this formula, and we are going to do the calculation. Okay, we can calculate the mileage by using mileage is equal to just we have to divide this distance by fuel. Okay, right? So now we are getting the mileage. Now next we are going to see the output format is like this. Your car's mileage is 18.5 kilometer per liter, and the type also, the performance type also we have to display. Okay, so excellent or poor or average we have to find out. So one more data we can create. The performance. Okay, we can use performance as a one variable. We can metric, and we can calculate. We can decide this performance by using mileage. If it is greater than equal to 15, it is efficient. Performance is efficient. So we can store performance equal to efficient mileage or efficient. What is that? Yeah, excellent. Okay, excellent efficiency. Okay, so we can use the same exact word as per the question. Okay, right? So now we can try, if suppose if else if we can check the mileage between 10 to 15. Okay, so So if it is greater than 10 and if it is less than or if it is less than 15, it is average mileage. So performance is actually we have to use average. Okay, so instead of excellent we are going to change as average efficiency. Now the else we are going to, there are three conditions only. If it is greater than 15, excellent. If it is between 10 to 15, average. Otherwise poor performance. Okay, so we can write directly performance, the performance equal to, you can say that it is poor efficiency. Okay, got it? So like this we can do some logical building. We can write logics and we can give response to the user interface. Okay, this thing is we have to update. Okay, this is a very important crucial thing. We have to update the UI. Okay, update the result in user interface. Okay, so where we are going to update, we are going to update in the text widget. The text widget, already we have a variable called underscore result, right? So in this underscore result variable we are going to update. Okay, so we already created one variable called string underscore result, right? So let us update this variable. You cannot update directly. There is a function called setState. This function we have to use. Inside only we have to update, do the updation by using result is equal to this particular output, your car mileage, right? Your car mileage is, okay, we can copy this and we can create this string, and we can, wherever you want to display the result, you can use dollar symbol. We are going to display the mileage, and we have to say that kilometer per liter, and the hyphen we are going to display the performance also, okay, using dollar performance, okay, semicolon. Okay, so this setState function is very important for updating the result in the UI. Okay, you got it? So everything should be inside this function, validation function. Okay, form key underscore dot current state dot validate. We are validating the okay. So once it is a validation is done, only this will be calculated. Okay, right? So the flow is very simple. This calculate mileage function we have linked to the button, elevated button, through on pressed. Okay, on pressed is a gesture, right? When you type of a gesture, we are linking the function calculate mileage. Okay, so that when you click that button, it will call this this particular function. Okay, so now save the program and we can give some input. Before giving input, now when you click the button, now it is doing validation. Look at this, we are getting error message, please enter the distance, please enter the fuel. Similarly, if I am giving a text data, for example, if I type distance, that is not a valid number, so it will show another error message, please enter valid number. Okay, so here how we are doing it, this type of validation. Here look at this this validation. Okay, so here you can see that. Okay, if it is empty, you are getting the error, please enter the distance. If it is not a number, a proper number, we are trying to parse as a double format, but it is not it is coming as null. Okay, why? Because we are giving a text data, distance, right? Distance is not a number, numerical value, right? So for this type of input, you will get this another error message, please enter valid number. Okay, so we are going to give a valid number 150. Now it is valid. When you click again, now first text box is correct, second text box is again wrong, right? So please enter the fuel. Okay, so I'm going to give 10 liter. Okay, so next when you click this, now we are getting the output. Here you can see your car mileage is 15 kilometer per liter, excellent mileage, excellent efficiency. Okay, so as per the question, we have created the application. Okay, so here you can see that we have that the aim is completed. Okay, so our output should be like this, right? So that's all about how to create Flutter application with interactivity by using this stateful widgets.